Hello and welcome to Grossly Competent, the learning, development, and adulting podcast that doesn't claim to be pretty, but we'll happily pretend to be slightly competent. I am your host, Steve Council, and I'm joined by my co-host, the embodiment of all things opposite of an aphrodisiac, Mr. Patrick Ailshire.
Ooh, that one kind of stings, and I like it. Feels good.
Chill. Chill.
That's good stuff, Steve. I absolutely love that you peak right at the introduction every week. It's really very efficient. Listeners know immediately what level of competence to expect.
Well, as long as I have fun. Like, that's really, isn't that what matters? Isn't that what matters, Patrick?
And then does the... Yeah, exactly.
Does the mask fit? And listeners, I think I owe you a quick explanation. I was telling Patrick to chill because he is now currently wearing a hat that just says chill on it. So I had to call it out. My God, it's staring at me. I had to say something.
Am I talking about just like taking it easy, or am I talking about the temperature? I don't know.
Column A, column B, I guess it's just up for the day. Folks, we've got a lot of great things to chat with you about. And before we do all that, why don't we indulge those in listener land and who are a wonderful sponsor this week?
And believe it or not, Steve, before I read this sponsor, I want to tell you a brief sentence or two. I ran into this sponsor earlier this week.
Oh, that's wonderful. Wonderful.
This episode is supported by buying groceries while hungry. Met them at the store, believe it or not. You came for essentials, you left with chaos. Buying groceries while hungry. Snacks first, logic never.
Oh, nice. Wow. Thanks, big buying groceries while hungry. I think we've all visited this sponsor at some time in our lives. Oh my gosh, yes. And every decision you make is a good one while you're hungry. Like, yeah,
For sure.
this is well worth it. And you get home, you're like, why did I spend 3 times as much as I thought I would?
Yeah.
That was not as good of an idea as I thought. Oh, yeah. Had a little something to satiate you and move on. Yeah. Well, Mr. Patrick, it is time for me to steal the limelight because you are the master of television appearances and that one unreleased mishap that happened on The Bachelorette. I think that's why I got canceled, right? Was that you part of it? Well, I like how they're trying to paint this woman, I was about to call her a girl, but she is a woman, in the bad light, like it's all her fault. But really what they haven't said is you were on the show and you took your mask off and you didn't actually alert anybody. And they thought that an actual like scary monster was there.
I think she might have been at Boomers that night.
I think she might have been too when that happened. But anyway, you get the limelight to yourself no more.
Okay.
I have to pat myself on the shoulder here. I'm going to do something I'm not normally honestly good at. And that is like talk about something that is exciting in my life. And that is I have been a chosen speaker for the DisruptHR event that's taking place in Milwaukee on April 29th of this year. So I'm really excited.
That is amazing. Congratulations.
I was actually kind of hoping you would there was applause. Or are we just going to edit that in?
We can edit that in.
Okay.
We can edit that in. It feels like you're a natural for this. I mean, you disrupt me all the time.
Yeah.
But no, in all seriousness, congratulations. That's super cool. It sounds like an amazing opportunity.
Oh my gosh, I just thought of this. How great if you could come to this event and in the middle, because it's only I'll explain what the whole program is, but in the middle of my thing, you just start talking. Just interrupt. I think they would have to carry me out in a stretcher. I would be laughing so hard because people would be like, how rude of him. I'm like, you don't understand. I do this to him all the time. Like, I am the worst. Well, thank you for the kind words. And listeners out there, Patrick is doing a very wonderful job of showing his acting chops because this is not the first time he's heard this. In fact, the real truth behind this is I had announced this, which really was a surprise. Patrick did not know about it at the time that I was given this opportunity. And then I found out that I couldn't actually state it publicly yet. And so Mr. Patrick, in his infinite power as godlike editor, went back and edited out the entire section that I talked about this. So Patrick, thank you. Like, sincerely, thank you. You are an absolute stallion. Thank you.
Steve failed to mention that he threatened me with extreme violence if I can edit that out. But listeners, you need to remember this. When I say extreme violence, I'm not talking about physical violence. Something more along the lines of Steve removing his mask in front of me when I was not prepared. Speaking of disruptions in DisruptHR, do you mind filling us in on this event? I know you told me the first time, but I completely zoned out when you were talking about it. So technically you brought it up, but you didn't because I had to go back and erase it. But now you're sharing it again. It's true.
Yeah. No, that's completely fair. And yes, I'd be happy to explain what the DisruptHR event is. So DisruptHR is something that takes place throughout different cities throughout the nation. This is something I took right off of their website. Once in a while, an event series is born that shakes things up. It makes you think differently. It leaves you inspired. That event is DisruptHR. 14 speakers, 5 minutes each, and slides rotate every 15 seconds. Teach us something, but make it quick. I think they picked the wrong person. 5 minutes? What? I can't even get through our intro in 5 minutes. Are you kidding me? No. So if that was clear as mud to all of you, the premise is really say something that you feel like goes against the grain or is disruptive to the HR industry and say it in 5 minutes. Like, if you can't say it within that time frame, it's not worth more effort than that. So if you can't introduce it in that amount of time, then just stop. And my section, because it's live, like you can go and check out their stuff. It's all on there. Mine is titled, We Need to Talk, because every great situation starts with we need to talk. And that is HR and L&D need to get a divorce.
Ooh.
Yeah. So the short crux of what I want to get to is that if each department is allowed to breathe on its own, you get more accomplished because they kind of hold each other off. So that's the very short abbreviated thing that I want to make sure I touch on. But yeah, that's that.
That does sound really exciting. I love the idea of the kind of the quick 5 minute hit, but also 15 seconds. It's kind of like go, 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 but there's going to be something completely worthwhile it'll be a great takeaway. It does sound also like a really great opportunity for you to plug Grossly Competent. I mean, 5 minutes of audio clips just back to back, even if you have to do 15 seconds at a time. I mean, we've got plenty of material. We've got some great, I'll even let you throw in an eclipse joke or a escalator story, whatever, but
I was actually just going to say that maybe I should just have it be a series of you getting locked in the bathroom, Linnell getting locked in a stairwell, you staring at an eclipse. I think they'd be like, we're done here. But there's only been 2 minutes. They're like, yeah, no. But my slides, they change every 15 seconds. No.
And there's a guy in the back who's just yelling at you still.
heckling me. Like, wow. So no, I'm pumped. I'm really excited. I believe it or not, Linnell Meath is the one that told me about this event and said, like, I think you would be a really good fit. You should try to put something out there. So I took a week or so and kind of thought about what would I want to say? Like, what do I really feel about this industry that kind of drives against the narrative? And it's where I came up with, like, God, yeah, L&D is always lumped in with HR. And I do like my HR folks. Like I do, but I feel like sometimes we need our own space to breathe a little bit. So I'm excited. I'm really pumped. My mask is going to be super oiled up. I'm ready to rock and roll. But I will tell you, and I normally don't get this way, I'm a little nervous because I have seen some of the other speakers and I am against some serious giants. Like, I am not swimming in the kiddie pool. Like, this is like real. And I hope anybody that's from Disrupt HR, I hope if you're listening, you just feel extra confident now for choosing me. I was curious, Mr. Patrick, do you seek out these kind of events, like whether or not you just want to attend, or do you seek them out to actually speak in them? Yeah, in the past, you were part of ATD, or the Association for Talent Development, for you non-HR L&D folks out there. But did you do like speaking events with them? You were a part of that prior to me, so I don't honestly know.
So it's a good question. I haven't done anything that you're going to do, which is like super cool opportunity. With ATD, I did serve on the board of directors. So as Steve mentioned too, ATD, it's a national organization, Association of Talent Development. It's run by a boatload of volunteers all across the country. They do have regional chapters. So in Wisconsin, if I'm getting this correctly, there are 3. There's a Milwaukee, a Madison. I think there's like a Fox Valley. So those of you not in Milwaukee area, it's north of Milwaukee, hour or 2.
Mm-hmm.
And the cool thing about the branch I was a part of is called SUI ATD, as us nerds in AT called it. It's Southeastern Wisconsin branch of ATD, SUI ATD. That branch was either the 3rd or 4th largest by member size in the United States. And we're talking Milwaukee here, who is in the top 40 for total population of all cities. Not higher than that. We had more in our chapter than Chicago did. And so that was just a cool part of that. But back to where I served. I served for a couple of years on the board of directors, the VP of marketing and communication for the time I was on the board. Hold your applause, everyone. This was not only a volunteer gig, it's a very, very, very fancy title for saying that I ran the social media, LinkedIn account. And also I created a monthly newsletter. I also attended functions with the other board members. We had a couple socials throughout the year, and then all the professional development opportunities. So that's kind of going back to what's this all about. ATD offers monthly programming, professional development, networking opportunities.
Yeah.
And it was a really memorable experience. They like, just because it's volunteer, they like to rotate. So after a couple of years, I ran kind of through that, and there was opportunity for me to maybe bounce to a different position on the board, but I had a good run. And before that, I was on the board. I was part of a volunteering, different committee for a couple of years before that. So I had a good, 3-4 year run on it. And it's great because the connections are still there. I still connect with them either online or out in the public. And so you kind of create those relationships. And I even use someone in my job search, I had used them as a reference.
Oh,
I think it helped me land the role I'm currently in now. So
that's awesome. You know what? You raise a really wonderful point, and that is, this should be a word of advice to anyone that's listening. I don't care if you're in learning and development, HR, or if you're in none of those things. You're in sales. I genuinely don't care. But
you're gonna if you're gonna wing it.
Yes, if you're gonna wing it, or just ad lib your way through, whatever. I do think it's entirely it's very important. Number one, to network. Like, God, we could do an entire episode on just networking, but seek these kinds of things out. Like, if there is a committee or a group that's like specific to your industry, it hurts you none at all. Like, it is only beneficial for you to go and meet some people that are affiliated in the same type of career format that you are, learn some of their tricks. They can learn from you. You make these great relationships. What do you have to lose? Like you just said, somebody that you worked with on ATD was able to help you with your job search to where you are right now. How awesome is that? Like, of course, you've introduced me to people from ATD that you worked on the board with and whatnot, and I had great communications with that. Like, so just wonderful. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Don't downplay it. You did great things, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. I think it's fun to have those connections, to whether you're just signing up for the networking or you are using it for professional development. I mean, it can hit up a couple of different ways of what's the benefits are from it. So,
yeah. You know what? I will make sure I make a note of it. I'm going to put something about ATD in the show notes. So if somebody wants to go and like check out local chapters or something, you should be able to go and peruse that and see if there's something that fits into your career. Right?
Yes.
Because it was from your prompting, I believe, that I finally signed up for it. Because I was like, I don't know. So then I just decided, what the heck? What do I have to lose? I signed up for it, and it's been great. So yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, Mr. Patrick, I don't know if you know this, but spring break is just around the corner. Woo! Yeah, I know. Big deal. And I thought it would be fun because I feel like, maybe it's just me, but I feel like the last couple of episodes have been real serious and heavy, maybe, just because, like, so I thought we could stand for a little vacation and just wing this or ad lib it, right? 62 words or less.
That sounds
something simple.
That meets the criteria. Now, are you talking like, are we like MTV Beach House in Malibu spring?
Obviously. Yeah. So if were you a
TV watcher and like,
go ahead.
I'm having a flashback to, this would have been like,
that's like late 90s.
Yeah. Maybe freshman year of high school, 8th grade, something around there.
Mm-hmm.
MTV would have their beach house, and they would have all their VJs, your Bill Bellamy's and your Dan Cortez and the old guy playing the organ or piano. Malibu, the MTV beach house, and Malibu. I don't know. And then it was all just like foam parties, pool parties, drinks, and all that. But it looked like a good time for a 15-year-old to watch. It was time to get to Bone Thugs and Harmony at Top 20 Countdown and some TLC.
Total Request Live.
TRL was the.
So speaking of music, do you think it's in our budget that we could cue Vacation by the Go-Go's just through this section? Is it in our budget? No. No, it's not.
You know me, Steve. I will find the closest knockoff version that I possibly can.
We're going to listen to Road Trip by the Stop Stops.
Speaking of songs, do you think that someday someone will create a knockoff version of our podcast theme song?
Only if it's AI.
Bringing it back.
I think I've said this before. My son loves our intro. He loves it. He loves it so much. It's like, can you just play your intro? Like, it feels weird. But okay.
It's like, it gets him he falls asleep at night to the intro.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, so okay, that's fine. That's fine. We're on vacation right now. No, I actually thought it would be fun to chat a little bit about vacation, breaks, paid time off, whatever you want to look at it as. Like, just have a nice casual conversation about all those kinds of things. Like, what do you think of, like, when you think of a great vacation? Like, where do you venture? Are you a beach person? Are you a hiker, snow person? international jet setter. I don't know what strikes Mr. Aylshire's fancy.
This is a fun question to think about, because I think about where I'm at now, where I was as far as traveling goes. I mean, first and foremost, I do love to travel. I think it's super exciting, no matter what type of vacation you're just to get away from the everyday, some of the mundane things. I don't currently, I don't say it's not that I don't do it enough. I haven't done it enough is what I should say. And I don't make excuses, but for a decent part of my adult life, up until 7-8 years ago, it was tough for me. Not a pity party by any means, but I went to school part-time to college. And so I didn't graduate till I was 26. And then I spent the next 7-8 years on a teacher salary.
So basically just loading.
Yeah. So once I switched careers in 2017, I was to be able to not only afford the time, but the trips themselves to be able to get away. So now when I left teaching, got into L&D, I had a couple of years where I was starting to go at least domestically around the country, and I had some great time. And then there was this little thing. I don't know if you've heard of it, Steve. What was it called? It was a global pandemic. Yeah, I don't know if you know that, but there was a global pandemic. Yeah, you might have. Yeah,
I heard about it.
Yeah.
It
was a beer, Corona.
Yeah, my Corona.
Yeah,
isn't that the song?
My Corona. Yeah, the song about the beer that they're drinking. Right. So that happened, and that, for whatever reason, that beer went on for a long time, and I was not able to travel for a while. With all that said, I enjoy destination places where I can be active, busy, but also time to chill. I don't need to be doing things around the clock, but I also I don't need to sit on the beach for 8 hours.
Oh, fair enough.
I know some people want that. It's just not for me. I'm going to steal a quote from something I just heard while watching a Netflix show last night. And it was from a character. I won't say character, a person. My God, it's a real show. Love on the Spectrum. And it was from one of the, and I'm not an actress. It's one of the women that's on the show, that's featured on the show. And she was at a winery with her boyfriend, and she's autistic, and she was trying the wine out. And they said, how did the woman pouring the wine was like, how is it? And she said, it's very interesting, but I'm not interested. And I love,
oh man,
I want to use that for everything from now on. And she almost kind of it kind of came off sarcastic, but not being it that way. And so the idea of I was thinking about the beach is I like the beach, but it's not my favorite thing.
Yeah.
That's very interesting, Steve, but I'm not interested. And I want to use that. I want to use that in my future conversations when someone said, hey, do you want to go check out that movie? That's very interesting, but I'm not interested. You want to go to that meeting? You want to join us for that meeting? That seems very interesting, but you want to serve on this committee? That seems very interesting, but I am not interested.
I do really like that one a lot.
Great show.
Yeah. Okay. I'm actually surprised my wife. I don't think she watches it. So I'm gonna have to plug that for her. Mm-hmm. We're right now in the throes of mom talk or I don't know.
Okay.
Something with the Mormon. Whatever. But I just hear him yelling in the background. So I'm like, oh, I'm watching TV.
I guess I'll finish up my rant here. As far as places I do love to go to often is Door County. And Midwesterners, Door County. If you're not from the area, it's a place about 3 to 4 hours north of Milwaukee, depending on where you're going. It's such just an awesome, it's a peninsula. It's got such great charm, a small town feel to it. They've got all these little towns that are sometimes they're unincorporated, sometimes they're super small, but it's cool because it's not commercialized. So the south part of Door County, when you're getting in there, you do have your BP gas stations and you still have some of that stuff, but you don't have your McDonald's or any of that. When you get into the heart of Door County, it's all family owned businesses, small restaurants. You've got a place called Al Johnson's, great breakfast and brunch spot. They have goats on the roof, literally goats that are hanging out on the rooftop in the summer weather. So it's just a cool spot. I've been there a billion times. It holds a special place in my heart, and because it's very slowed down place to go. Kind of forget your troubles for the weekend or whatever. I did go to Vancouver last spring, and that was by far my favorite city outside of the U.S. that I've been to. but also that's not saying much because my passport doesn't have a lot of stamps on it. But I'd love to visit, Denmark, Sweden, possibly Austria someday. And also continent wise, I'd love to go to Australia.
Oh, yes.
But
that's on my bucket list.
What about you as far as vacation? What's your ideal either place or attitude, changes in latitudes, Jimmy Buffett, attitudes?
Yeah, hell yeah. I want to kind of point or kind of piggyback off of something you said. And that was what you like about Door County is that it's that slowed down. I couldn't agree more. Kind of case in point, I want to say it was 21. Yeah, that sounds accurate. So my mother-in-law and father-in-law would go down to the Keys every year, just the two of them. And in 2021, actually, I think it might have been towards the tail end of 2020, they asked my wife and I if we would want to come down. Maybe it was 22. I don't know. I think my daughter might have been 3. It doesn't matter. But my kids were young. And they're like, would you guys like to come down with us for the week or whatever? And I'm like, I'm on board. Why not? So we ended up going. And we don't go to Key West. We go to a island that's north of that called Marathon. And they're probably going to kill me if they're like, they know I'm talking about this. Because they're like, shh, don't say anything to anyone. This place is awesome. I'm pretty sure people can just I don't know, look it up. But what I really like about it is, yes, there's some touristy parts to it, but it really does feel like a typical small town. But there's everything that you want there as well. So it's not like it's so reserved, but it doesn't have the flashy, come stop at this place and whatnot. There's a farmer's market you can go to. I like that. And believe it or not, my kids love it. I almost think that when things are so just intense, it's an overload. We can only spend so much time in places like that because I feel like it's so much. So having that nice laid back, everyone is more relaxed. You don't feel like you're just getting pressured into doing tourist traps, which I really like. So I'm with you. I enjoy that a lot. As far as where do I specifically like to go? Genuinely, I'm pretty generic. Does it have nice weather? I'm a big seafood guy. So how's the seafood or local cuisine? Is it awesome? Great. Can I get a bevy? Can I get an adult cocktail of some kind? If the answer is yes, I'm happy. I'm about as easygoing as that. I don't know if I have a ton of non-negotiables except for don't be a giant tourist trap. That does nothing for me. It just turns me off. Do you have anything like that? Do you have a place cannot have this? Or just something that turns you off from a place?
Well, I was going to ask you if you wanted to go to the Dells, but...
See, okay. Can I jump in on that real quick? Because the Dells are... Okay, the Wisconsin Dells, for those of you that are non-Wisconsinites, if you've never been to the Wisconsin Dells, it is a very touristy city. Yes, there's different things to do, but you drive along their strip and it is just an endless sea of hotels or buy 3 t-shirts for $10, those kinds of places, tourist, all the stereotypical kind of tourist places. Now, the reason why I go is because, well, it's close and a lot of the resorts there are set up in a way that you don't need to leave. You can do everything just on resort, which I'm fine with. Sign me up. I'm good to go. That's cool. I'm there to hang out with my family and, friends or whatever. All good. I don't care about venturing off elsewhere. That's my exception to that rule. If I can do the things I want to do in your little secluded area, fine. That's cool with me. So I'm sorry. I know I interrupted you, but I felt I had to say something.
Well, and the Dells, again, if you're not downtown Wisconsin Dells, you do have those resorts that are great for families. I mean, they've got everything there. You don't have to leave. You've got the pools, you've got the game rooms, you've got the restaurants all in that area. So it is a great spot. I have frequented the Dells. I did a lot in my as childhood, and then in my childhood, and then even like in my 20s, it's a quick drive from the Milwaukee area. So as I'm saying, to answer your question, like non-negotiable, there's nothing really that like I won't go to because of this reason or that reason. But for me, the best vacations have spots that have some walkability. So I love
good. Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't, I'm not even saying like, cause I love going to like, I'm a city guy, obviously living downtown Milwaukee, but like I love going to other cities. Well, I've been to Manhattan, Boston. I love the big city feel, right? But even with and those obviously have great walkability, but I'm talking about like, if you are going to like Key West or somewhere like that, where you have like an area where you can still get to places without having to always jump in a car, right? Just to, it's got the local farmers market, or, you know, whether it is those little shops that you want to go to, restaurants to walk to, bars, whatever, it just makes it easy to get around. So you don't always have to rent a car.
Yeah, it's a great point.
But with that said, I think public transportation is great. And I love being a tourist in large cities, but I also, if I want to be on foot for just the day, I want to have that option. You know, so similar to like Milwaukee, I do own a car, but I do walk a lot to a lot of whether it's the grocery stores, to my appointments, to restaurants, to different museums, things like that.
Yeah.
But I will say, Steve, if I had to pick one thing, I need a bed to sleep in. It doesn't have to be a fancy 4 or 5-star hotel, but I don't want to sleep on the ground, AKA camping. Like that's not like I don't need to be. That's not a vacation for me. Now I don't mind camping, but I always correct people when they say, "Oh, do you like camping or do you want to go camping?" And I said, "You said glamping, right? You mean your C is coming off? Should be coming off like a glah. Glamping."
Oh, okay.
I'm all about s'mores and bonfires and all that, but like, or at least make me elevated. And the reason I don't like the tent experience is because I don't know if it's an undiagnosed claustrophobia or waking up because of the lack of ventilation. But I have had it where I've woken up either middle of the night because maybe the ventilation wasn't great or whatever from camping, or waking up in the morning where it's like 175 degrees. And I've woken up and done like and like, you're almost like you're dreaming it. You can't breathe. And all of a sudden you wake up and it's kind of scary. And the last time I went camping, I was like middle of the night, and I believe we had the tent I was using with the person I was camping with. We got the tent out and we realized that there was no top to the tent of like the not the tarp, but like whatever the cover for the tent to keep the rain out and everything. So we had to use the bottom tarp because we knew it was going to be raining to like cover over. Well, apparently what that did is that sucked all the air out of the atmosphere. And so when I woke up in the middle of the night, I like couldn't breathe. And I was being very dramatic because I didn't necessarily want to be there, but I was like, I need to step outside. It's like 2 a.m. and I'm like, I'm going to go for a walk. And
get attacked by bears.
Yes. Sasquatches, whatever was out there. I don't know.
I have never had that experience. Oh my God. Well, now that makes it. No, I've never had that where I haven't been able to breathe. Like,
but do you like wake up from a tent and like it's freaking hot in there because like it's an enclosed space? And
so I don't know if I should state this publicly, but I feel like every time I've gone camping, I don't wake up in the middle of the night because I'm already up. So
you are a party machine.
The last time I also went camping, I was in my early 20s. So that is a young man's game in my eyes. I'm good. I'm with you. I don't know if sleeping on the ground sounds really fun. So I I totally get it. I was really trying to figure out where you were going to go with this. And you're like, give me a bed. Like, what place doesn't have a bed? What?
And sometimes as a surprise in my stories, I do this in training symposiums and I'm like, where am I steering this vehicle?
That is,
They get back on the road or we're going off the cliff, baby.
I love it so much. All right. So camping's off. Absolutely. Get that out of there. So do you have a preference? Like, do you like hotel? Are you an Airbnb kind of person or Verbo or whatever, right? Would you prefer to go to a place that you have friends or relatives that you can stay with them? All, none? I don't know. What do you?
I'll say I've taken some trips where I stayed with a friend when I was out in California. He lived out in San Fran, so that just made sense to stay out there. But typically if I do, like, I'll do like solo travel from time to time. And I've done both the Airbnb or Verbo. I've also done hotels. It kind of just depends on the experience. So like with Vancouver, I was going out there. So I started with a solo trip and then my parents were like, oh, we want to go too. And so they got their own place. I wanted to spend a lot of money on the experiences, knowing that I wasn't going to be at a hotel all day. I was going to be out and about doing things. So that was one trip where I was going to be out and about for the lot. So I did do a Verbo because it was more cost efficient and I didn't need a whole place to myself. I rented out some rooms that were so private. It wasn't.
Oh,
I had a closed door. The people, the ratings, reviews looked great. So I trusted obviously the place I was staying in.
yeah.
Generally I would like to get my own space. And I've done that too, where I just want my own apartment or own house to rent. Just feel more comfortable that way. And it's easier just to be able to chill out after a long day. But I don't love the idea of a hostel.
No,
I know
I'm with you.
Some people do, but it's I just like my own bathroom space. I'd like my own bed, not next to someone else I don't know. And
yeah, I couldn't. And I think the movie series also doesn't help hostels either. Do you remember those? I don't know. They're whatever. That was when Saw was a big thing. I swear. How much shock can we give you? It's
that's a great. Speaking of Saw, that I don't know if you were aware, but it's a great date movie. Date night, perfect date night movie. I know you're happily married, but I'm saying if you have friends that are single, I would highly recommend.
Yeah. Well, I disagree because I don't want anybody stealing my thunder and taking my great ideas away from me. Listeners, if you're unfamiliar, I swear I think I brought up on this podcast, didn't I? I don't know. But I know I've brought it up at some point in time that one of my first dates with my wife was to go see the movie Saw. And she hates horror movies, but she didn't tell me that at the time because she loves me so much. And I mean, she couldn't pass up an opportunity with this guy, right? So yeah, we had to go see Saw. And yeah. And as
thinking is, she thought you were so attractive. She's like, this guy's going to have a podcast one day.
Yeah.
An audio only podcast one day.
Well, there's a reason it's audio only. Yeah, but it actually worked out kind of funny because I remember we saw it. I think it came out in October, the first Saw movie, because in February for Valentine's Day, as a joke, she bought the DVD for me, just to be hey, we should watch this. I think I gave her the Notebook or something like that. And she's like, oh, let's watch this one instead. Okay, that sounds fine. We can watch your chick flick. That's all good. But yes, hostels sound awful. And they're probably fine. They probably are. But just the idea does not sound remotely appealing to me whatsoever. I'm with you, man. As long as I have a place that I can just, at the end of the day, go there to hang out and relax, I'm good with it. I don't really spend a lot of time in those places anyway. Really, isn't that the point? If you go somewhere, you want to experience the breadth of the environment. So you're not hanging out in the room. It's kind of like a locker, right? I'm going to keep my clothes here. I'm going to go out and then I'm going to come out back. And then that's it. And like there was nights that I mentioned going to the Keys with my in-laws. There would be nights that we would just be sitting outside, hanging out by like the ocean canal and having our cocktails or whatever, and just sit there listening to the breeze and just fall asleep like outside. And it was heavenly. Like it was amazing. Then it's like, oh, it's 2 a.m. I better actually go inside now. But like you like doze off because it was just so calm and quiet and just like that sound of the ocean. Oh my God, like sign me up. That's heaven to me. Like I love that.
As you were explaining that, I was actually having flashbacks to, this was, probably almost 20 years ago. I took a fishing trip, up to Ontario, and this was like before you needed passports so maybe it's 25 years ago, maybe before you needed passports to like leave the United States. Yeah. And we took a fishing trip up in Ontario, kind of at like the road's end up in Red Lake, Ontario, about a 18 hour drive from Milwaukee. Yeah. So it was up there, but
yeah,
we would go fishing all day. And so you'd rent a cottage. Obviously you're like in the total, like the woods, sticks, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing, so desolate up there, but I'm up there with my uncles and my grandpa, and we go out fishing all day. You come back, you clean the fish, you have dinner, you have drinks, and we're sitting on this like porch, and we're looking at the lake, watching the sunset, and it's summertime, and the sunset is at like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night up there. It's like, and so it was just a cool, like, and the thing is though, at least the group we had, I mean, my uncles and, they could hold their own, but like, even I was in my 20s, right? But like, you're so exhausted from being out on the water all day. You're not getting hammered. You're having a couple beers, shooting the shit after dinner. But it's like, it was so calm and peaceful, and you're watching the sunset and you're like, I can't believe it's almost 11 o'clock. And you're just totally relaxed. And yeah, you might doze off for a little bit because you're in such a flow state. I just had like, that reminded me of, you were sitting on a total different side of the country, but also like, what a great memory of.
That's awesome. You kind of made me think about what I said and my saying that like my father-in-law would sit there, have a couple of cocktails and then fall asleep. It makes it sound like we passed out, but no, to your credit, you're right. Like we would go out fishing. We'd leave at like, I don't know, 6 a.m. or something like that to get out to where we wanted to in the ocean, fish till about, I don't know, noon or something like that, come back, eat something, then venture right back out and come back by like 4 or something like. So you'd spend all day out, and yeah, it wipes you out, man. Like we'd eat, I'd have a drink of some kind and just close my eyes and out. But you're just sitting there listening to everything. Oh God. Yeah, it's heaven, man. That's awesome. Oh, that's great. That's one thing I've never done, which I would love to do. And that is do fishing, like a fishing excursion in Canada. I've heard they're excellent and so much fun. So
it's cool.
That's pretty cool.
I'm not a big fisherman, but like I've felt like, because my uncles and my grandpa, they did that trip multiple times. They go every couple of years. I think they did like 6, 7, or 8 trips. Oh wow! And I went on a couple of them with them, and I liked that, a good time. But like I wasn't like, I don't need to go for a full week. But you have to, because you drive so far away, and you're like, driving 15, 18 hours. I did really enjoy it. It was the cool thing was just learning the differences about what fishing's like in like Wisconsin versus Canada, how it's a total different, like in Wisconsin, you can, you have to throw back the big fish, you keep the little fish, vice versa.
Well, there's size limits.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Where it's like the opposite.
Really?
They want to protect you'll know the difference. I'm confusing on which big or little, but they have a different mindset of, we want to grow this population versus, I remember my uncle was telling me like, yeah, it's different here. So we can only keep these fish or that fish.
Oh, hey, that's really cool. Yeah. I will admit that whenever I go fishing, I rely exclusively on my father-in-law because he is Like, he's a wealth of knowledge. Like, the amount of times I'd catch something like, "Ooh, what's this? Is it this?" He's like, "No, that's a boot." Like, no, like, no, he always knew like everything. And that is something that fascinates me. People that are really into fishing exclusively, like
Steve is like, I got a muskie. And he's like, that's a bluegill.
like that is not, no, like, oh, it's a shark. And it's like, nope, that is a squid. But gosh, good effort. Like, oh man. Yeah, it's really fun. I assume that fishing, like reef fishing or anything like on the ocean, has got to be similar in just how fun it could be as to fishing in Canada. I don't know. That in my head, it feels like that would be the way it would be. That's awesome.
But I think similar to what you were saying, even if you were just you're out in the sun, whether you're fishing or not, it's just getting that sun exposure, whether you're at the beach or you're in a boat, even if it's cloudy, it doesn't matter. It's that, that sunlight is a powerful thing, which is why they don't recommend staring at the sun, whether there's an eclipse or not.
The issue I feel like I had was, wasn't that a gum? Eclipse gum? I don't know. Anyway, but the issue I have when I go on vacation is, especially if it's really hot, is my mask starts to melt to my face, and I actually can't tell the difference between my mask and my skin. It gets rough, guy. It's tough, but it's okay because nobody has been able to tell the difference, and that's okay. Patrick, do you know who comes on every vacation in the last 20 plus years for you and I, completely rent free?
Fisherooski. No. Finarooski.
There's a Rooski. It is indeed. While Mr. Patrick fires up the wheel, a reminder for all of you listeners, each episode we spin the Spinarooski, which is a wheel of names. I should say a very real wooden wheel of names that might belong to the woman who so generously shoved Mr. Patrick and I into the Ugly Club all those years ago. And the goal of this is that eventually we land on her name so we can thank her properly. All right, Mr. Patrick, you ready to fire off?
I am. Would it be copyright if we said it was a wagon wheel, but we don't sing the song? It's a wooden wagon wheel. We're going to rock me and mama. I'm going to spin now. Here we go.
Spin that risky.
Kayla.
Kayla. Oh my goodness. Kayla. I went to school with a Kayla and she is a delight. It was not the same person though. Not the same person that pushed you and I into the Ugly Club. This Kayla was a very good family friend, and she still is just as wonderful as the day I met her. So, Kayla, if you're listening out there and you happen to be at Boomers about 20 some odd years ago and shoved two grotesque figures off to the side, we want to thank you. Thank you for everything you've given us. Thank you for allowing us to create the Ugly Club.
We appreciate you, Kayla. And the only Kayla I know of, a friend of mine who lives in Chicago, and she's doing some awesome stuff in the non-alcoholic space. She runs a company called NAPS, which is non-alcoholic party scene. And so she hosts awesome events and is obviously getting the word out there about having a good time without the buzz. So,
well, Kayla at NAPS, right? That's her thing. Is she on the gram?
She is on the gram. And
all right, well, maybe we should put her stuff in there. Yeah,
that'd be awesome. So I'm sure she'd
love it.
That. Cool.
I love it.
Well, Steve, that about does it for this episode. Thank you to everyone so much out in listener land for joining us on the Grossly Competent Podcast. If you like what you're hearing and you want to support the show, here are the best ways possible ever.
You can subscribe, follow, and give a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere you get your podcasts. You can visit us on Buzzsprout at grosslycompetent.buzzsprout.com. Here you can become an active supporter and help us with the show. Every cent counts. We appreciate it, and we love you for it. You can give us a shout out on Instagram at grosslycompetent. You can email us if that's your jam at grosslycompetent@gmail.com. Or you can tell your friends, your family, your coworkers, or that super awesome learning and development person, or your travel agent about this podcast.
We appreciate all of you more than you know. Any support you can throw our way truly means the world to us. This show takes a surprising amount of effort for two guys who very unfortunately look like us, but we are grateful we get to bring it to you each and every week behind our masks.
Heck yeah, man. Genuinely, you're right. Patrick, do you have any shout outs this week?
I do. A surprise for you. I don't know if you maybe had wanted to shout this person out, but I just figured it was a great thing. This is someone that has emailed us a couple of times at grosslycompetent@gmail.com. I'd like to give a shout out to our friend Simon, who has reached out a couple of times asking us to be a ghostwriter for our yet to be written or even thought of book. Our apologies, Simon. I truly mean that for not responding to you quite yet. We're just completely starstruck that you'd consider us. Woo! I can't imagine how that would feel selling negative books. Steve, I do think we should keep this opportunity in our back pocket though for the future, because we do have a good story to tell. I don't know 29 episodes in if we're ready to have a book written about us.
I was not expecting that. Oh my God.
Shout out this week, Steve.
I actually do.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh, I am very aware of Simon and his. Oh, there's another guy that keeps emailing us. And he keeps writing really cringy emails, and he says they're really cringy. And I'm like, yeah, you're barking up the wrong tree here, buddy. Yay, Simon. All right. So, Jesus. Anyway, wow. Okay. I did actually have a shout out to give. I would like to give a shout out to our good friends in Ashburn, Virginia. I assume your listenership was due to losing a bet in the office, but sincerely, we love it. Hey, so thank you for listening. It was clearly last week's episode struck you, because I will say, I know I've mentioned this in the past, that Patrick and I can see the stats of like where we have listeners and cities and whatnot. And so every now and then when we have one that pops up kind of out of the blue, it's like, oh, well, that's a new one. That's kind of fun. And Ashburn, Virginia popped up. All right. Like we had this like very large cluster. You just kind of emerge out of nowhere. Like, oh, okay. Somehow the word got out in Ashburn. That's pretty wicked. So, hey, thank you very much. I hope you liked what you heard, and hope you get to actually hear me give you a shout out this time. And we hope you continue your adventure with us. We'd love to have you continue to be a listener. Be awesome.
That it was funny because when you text me that, I assumed it was just like, oh, we have another city that listened, and that's typically like, okay, we're in, I think we mentioned it at our 25th anniversary. We were at like 80. I think we're at like 85 now, which is cool. We keep getting heard.
Yeah,
cities.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll take a look at that later. And when I logged in, I was like, oh no, there's actually a lot of people just in this area in Ashburn. It wasn't just one person listening, but it was a bunch of people. So
yeah,
I thought that was super cool.
Yeah, because we'll get it like, even if it's one listener in a given city, but this was like, boom, like just an explosion of people. We just thought it was funny. Like, oh, wow. All right. Like, I think there was more listeners than we get in like the Milwaukee area. Like, it was so wild, like just so out of the blue. So whoever out there is the progenitor of that, we just want to say thank you. That was really awesome of you. So, and we really do hope you enjoy. Hope you enjoy. Well, before we, are you going to tell our members? Okay, cool. You go ahead.
We wrap things up here and do our typical outro. Just a heads up, listener land folks, we are going to be taking our own little spring break next week, but we will be back with more hot takes and fresh perspectives right after that.
We sure will be. Right, you are, Mr. Patrick. But for this episode, we are signing off. Thank you, all of you. We love you, and we are going to see you next time. Ugly out, ugly out, ugly out, ugly out, ugly out. Please don't sue us for the obvious copyright to the song I was just trying to sing.
That was a wolf.
Ow! Hello and welcome.
Staying in.
That's good.
We got our outtakes ready. We haven't even started.
I know, right?
It's pretty good.